Hey, Mighty Ones. Just been having these super awesome conversations. These new leading edge things that I feel so many people are on. And I want to try and recreate those the best I can. I even have the lady Lama here with me. It's super bright out here. I'm shining so hard. So she's right there. So she's here with us. And we want to talk about flow and alignment, but not really in a way that you're used to. I almost want to talk about the bad, almost the flip side of the coin of alignment and flow. And what I mean by that is you're in flow, but then nothing's happening, but you're in flow, okay? And then also again, it's almost what's that word? Universal, but they work together. Anyways, on the flip side, when it comes to
So what you're trying to say is here's flow. Like flow is in both situations.
Yeah.
Flow is in unalignment as well as alignment. However, flow has a different name in being unaligned. That's called compromising.
Could be, yeah.
That is the dark side of the coin. That's the dark side of flow mode, is compromising. When people... So here's some situations of different groups in alignment. One group says, hey, we're in flow mode. All this stuff could be going wrong around them, but they're just, bending and weaving, flowing. They're still flowing, though. And everything's still going to work out the way it's supposed to. That's the thing about flow is you have to let go of all control.
Yeah.
Flow is faith. Compromise is fear.
Trying to swim back upstream.
Compromise is stress.
Or
flow
holding your cork
is faith,
under. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you're stressed out, you're not aligned, you're compromising. When you have faith and you are aligned, you're in flow mode.
Right.
Everything is still working the way it's supposed to, not the way I wanted it to. That's the ego fear mode. And nothing's working the way I want it to. Well, hey, sometimes it has to go the other way. Like it has to work in order for you to learn the lesson.
Yeah.
It has to work a different way. Yeah. Okay, that's just life.
Yeah. Good old Murphy.
So that's the thing. When you have one group of friends that sees everything that's possibly going wrong with you, and they're sitting there pointing it out. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Don't compromise. Don't lower your standards. Don't do this, don't do that. That's the fear ego mode. And you have another group of friends going, damn, man, you've had it rough, but man, this turned out great. That's the type of people that you have to have both.
Yeah.
You can't cut negative people out of your life completely.
Doesn't
Because then
seem
you
like it's
wouldn't have
possible.
contrast and you wouldn't be
Sure.
learning anything.
Nice.
And that's what contrast is all about. That's what flow, contrast, alignment, unalignment, life, source, everything. Like this is our gift from source is life.
Contrast
and learning
is
these
the duality. Yes. Nice.
Duality is the ultimate gift from source.
That's true. That's true. It's
Because
the hardest too.
We wouldn't be able to compare or learn or know anything if we did not have that duality.
Yeah. Because you don't always know what you do want
And
unless you
duality
know
was
what you don't want.
created out of free will. So God gave us free will, which is duality.
So what'd that look like? So we were just up there, all was hunky-dory, all was perfect, just banging out the roof, and then we turned and we were like, I wonder what it would be like without you. And here we are.
Thus, duality was born.
And that's where it came from. Is what would this life be like without God? And so the whole thing is flow and alignment. Alignment is body doing things good for your body, mind doing things good for your mind, controlling your thoughts, with your body, getting sleep and nutrition. mind, just controlling and discipline. And then that opens up the spirit. That's
Which
the
is
alignment.
the spirit, which is your relationship with God.
Yes.
That's the spirit.
Yes.
How
That-
close do you want to be to God? Do you want to build that relationship? You need to stay in alignment.
Yes. And then that's what's natural.
But sometimes the contrast is what shows you that you're out of alignment. So then sometimes you need to be in the contrast, you need to be without God. And then you'll be like, oh my gosh, it is so much better on this other side with
Boom.
you, God. Like, let me do this more. That's the
See?
spiritual push-ups.
So you have the singularity, and then you have the duality, which is a seeming and temporary choice, but then there's really only one way. You know, and that's the whole thing is like with when you're going with the grain of source, all is well all the time, no matter what's going on. That's the point. And when you're in alignment, that's when you're able to be in flow. It takes alignment to be in flow. Here we go. Okay? Spirit, mind, body. Then that aligns you. Then the spirit can come in and go through the mind, go through the body. That's how you become in flow with spirit, with source. And then that's when the answers come. That's when everything comes. That's when no matter what you're doing, you're okay and life is good. And that's why some people look like whack jobs. You know, and something else I wanted to touch on real quick is when you've been out of alignment for so long and then you become trying to get back into alignment, that out of alignmentness can hurt. Okay, so say you've been like this, out of alignment, and then it's sore, and then it's tingly, and you're like, you know, and then eventually you're back to normal. So that's what really I wanted to hit is the uncomfortableness, even when you're in the transition. Perfect. The uncomfortableness when you're in transition from being out of alignment, out of flow, to in alignment and in flow. It feels weird and it affects you for a bit.
On both sides.
That's what we wanted to bring to the table today, right here and right now. Just shine, baby, shine. Look how cool you are. Just, you know. So that's the flow. Comes from consistent alignment, and then that all builds bliss, which breaks you out of the matrix, which is everything about everything.
Yep.
Right? And that's that, you know? That bird is going wonky. He's like, and that's the way the cookie crumbles, you know? So, we just wanted to play a little bit with both sides of the coin on both flow and alignment. So I think that one little point is that even when you're in flow mode,
it's going to be uncomfortable.
It's going to be uncomfortable for a bit. So don't think that you're out of flow mode just because you're uncomfortable. And I'll leave with this cosmic joke. God told me one time, I heard it as clear as day. He says, you're always in alignment unless you're not. Think about that for a little bit. Let that noodle around. I'm always in alignment unless I'm not. So then that's kind of like what Abraham Hicks says is your cork is always floating. You're just in alignment. That's the natural part of everything. But if you're like, rah, 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 and you're just hurting, crazy emotions, doing crazy stuff, you're pushing that cork under the water. It's not floating. But if you would just stop that, which makes your cork sink, it floats again. So then let me say it again. You're always in alignment unless you're not. Much love, many blessings, and Namaste.